What up, what up, what up, people? What up? It's me, L Teddy 27, Angry Teacher Chronicles, and this is going to be our review for Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 10, Episode 1. I know I'm late, I know, but it wasn't too much. We're going to do this first episode. Actually, they did 2 episodes this week. Yesterday, actually, Monday. Yesterday. And I know I'm late. So I'm going to get this first episode out today. I'll do the second episode tomorrow. And hopefully I'll be able to get out my Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 6 Part 2 reunion out tomorrow too. But definitely I plan to get out episode 2 of Love and Hip Hop New York out tomorrow. But this is episode 1 review. Let's get it. Let's get some. Let's make it happen. So we got it starts off with Chrissy Lampkin coming back. Now if you go back on Love and Hip Hop, this I ain't even made it 2 minutes into this video and I'm already at this point. When I found out she was coming back, I mean, just all kinds of bad stuff just started to come up out of my pores. Like, Chrissy Lampkin and her mole is back in New York City, and she was in Miami, and the girls in Miami didn't see it for her. If you are native Miamian like I am, you know, it was a couple times where she was baited into getting drugged down there. It didn't really make the news or the blogs as big as it should have because they kind of kept it quiet. But then after that first couple times, they let her have it. She kind of kept her, face in the ground and, tried to, keep a low profile because they weren't seeing it for her. Anyway, so she's back in New York claiming that her and Jim Jones never broke up. Whatever. So that happens. She goes back to the house. They talk this, that, and the third. She's talking about how she needs to, meet up with Kimbella and try to mend fences with her. We'll see how that goes. Yandy is having this event for prison reform, and a whole bunch of the people are there. Rich Dollars is there, Juju is there, Jonathan is there. Kimbella comes through. Remy Ma is there. Now let me say this, Yandy. Now, when you got a 5 head, and I know a little bit about having a 5 head because I have a 5 head. When you got a 5 head and not a 4 head, you can't be having no ponytail with your hair snatched back like that. Like, girl, you can't be doing that, Yandy. You just can't. That wasn't working for me. It's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me, dog. I mean, it was snatched back. Like, ooh. Like, I really thought that during that whole clip, I never saw her blink because her face was snatched back so hard and that ponytail was snatched back. And she was like a burn victim almost that couldn't blink. And I was like, oh, girl. And the edges wasn't really doing the whole... It was a lot going on with that look. I mean, her makeup was sickening. But them edges and that hair and that 5 head, Anyway, Jim Jones, not Jim Jones, Rich Dollars was there with his usual look. I mean, I don't want to shade him because, that is my frat brother, but he was giving me 1950s, 1960s process dude look. Like he was the lead singer of one of those 1950s, 1960s male groups. You know what I'm talking about. The slick processed hair that he usually gives. And it's just not working. It didn't work when he first started doing it. It's not working now. I'm sick of seeing him on my television screen already. Remy Ma was going on and on about being on probation or off parole. I mean, I don't even listen. I don't even want to find a care. I'm not looking for a care or any interest in or for this whole her getting off parole. Moving on. Yandy talked to them about trying to mend fences with Kimbella. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I don't see it. But anyway. And so they talk, but I don't really feel like the talk went anywhere. They were just talking just to talk, to say that they tried, and that's what happened. Jonathan and Juju then come over there to talk to Yandy, and they tell Yandy that Jonathan tells Yandy that Chrissy is back. Now Yandy never saw it for Chrissy never saw it for Yandy and vice versa because of the whole thing with Jim Jones and so forth, and they never liked each other. Yandy is not here for her, and Chrissy here talking about she on y'all know Chrissy started off the episode talking about she was on this Kumbaya tour trying to make right and make nice. Yandy is already telling Jonathan and Juju she is not here for Chrissy. I ain't here for Chrissy either, but that's a whole nother story. But I am here for this beef that Yandy and Chrissy are going to be having. Give me all this drama, because if we can get another dragon like Chrissy gave to Kimbella back then, when she dog walked her on that screen, when she mollywopped her, when she dish ragged Kimbella, if we can get another one of those, I am here for all parts of it, and I'll be here for all of the commentary. Anyway, so after that whole thing, we see Sin. She's talking about ending. She's on screen talking about ending her relationship, her engagement with Joe Budden. I mean, because he cheated. I mean, she's really in her feelings and really upset about Joe Budden cheating. But if I buy a stove and I turn the stove on, am I supposed to get mad if the stove is hot? If I go to the desert in the middle of the summer, should I be upset at the sun because it's hot? I mean, if I take and, defecate on the floor right here, would I be mad with the shit because it stinks? I mean, that's what shit does. Shit stinks. That's what a stove does. The stove gets hot. The sun is hot. I mean, it's Joe Budden. You knew what you were getting into when you first got with Joe Budden. And I don't understand where this newfound anger that you have is coming from. Because you knew who Joe Budden was when you got with Joe Budden. He has never changed. And let me say this. I don't care if a man is 18 or 88. If you as a woman are gullible enough to think that that man is really not into sex and not wanting to have sex because he's just too old and tired, like he was claiming he was last season. If y'all remember, his whole excuse was, oh, I work a lot. Oh, I'm getting older. My sex drive not where it was. His sex drive might not be where it was with you because he is getting his needs fulfilled elsewhere. Okay? I ain't buying it. They make too many pills. Sure, you can go to the corner store and get a pill to make it happen. I ain't buying it. And I don't know why she was buying it. Anyway, then we see the Safaree and Erica Mena thing. And Safaree got this big, outlandish, pink fur coat on in the confessional. I wasn't here for it. I wasn't here for all the Beijing. He had all in his beard and in his hair club for men hairline. You know, he had the little surgery, you know, to make his hairline come down. I wasn't here for none of it. He's a whole clown. All you can do for us, Safari, is have your shirt off so we can see your body and give us a good peen print. Don't open your mouth on camera. Just wear gray sweatpants with no drawers, have on no shirt, and be oiled down the whole season, and shut up. That's it. We don't need nothing else from you. We don't need your commentary. We don't need your little weak jokes. We don't need your voice. We don't need nothing. They could just film you from the neck down. If they filmed you from the neck, Mona, hold on. Oh, Lord. Mona, do me a favor, Mona. Film that young man from the neck down. Have him oiled up, no shirt on, gray sweatpants, no underwear. Call it a day. Do not, every time he tries to talk, just mute the microphone. Or go back and edit it and mute him out. That's all we need. There's your ratings right there. Moving on. Oh, did he really say platinum placenta on camera? Did he Jesus. Did he really say platinum placenta? I can't. Moving on. Papoose, Joe Budden, and Rich Dollars went to play pool. Pap was giving Joe Budden some good advice about trying to fix his relationship with Sin. I was just glad Rich Dollars stayed quiet because, and by no stretch of the imagination do you expect me to believe that Rich Dollars is going to give anybody some good advice on a relationship. No, no, no. No means no, and yes means no. So I was just glad that Rich Dollars stayed quiet during this part, and Pap led this part. Moving on. Pap and Remy Ma started, they were in the studio. She talking about, complaining about having to be a parent and having a career. Hello. I mean, that's kind of how this works. If you have a child, you have to have a career too. I mean, well, I guess you really have a fledgling career at best. Papoose also has a fledgling career at best, which I don't understand because Papoose is a phenomenal lyricist. Papoose is one of the best out there at spitting bars. He's a phenomenal lyricist. But his fledgling career, I'm just saying. Your fledgling career, Remy Ma, I'm just saying. I mean, I guess since Mona is paying y'all in Pop Secret popcorn coupons, y'all can't really afford a nanny or a babysitter. So I guess that's what you complain about. Whatever. Moving on. So Chrissy meets up with Kimbella at this restaurant. Baby, let me tell you something. Baby shark do. If that woman, see, if Kimbella is better than me, because baby, I would have clearly waited for that woman to sit down and say, I wanted to talk. Girl, is what I would have did. I would have drug her like she did Kimbella. Because if y'all remember, she caught Kimbella off guard and dog walked her, mollywopped her, dish rag po Kimbella. I kind of felt bad for Kimbella. I really felt bad for her. Because baby, the way she got drugged, baby. And I would have sat there and waited ever so patiently for her to sit down. As soon as she would have said, I'm glad you came, get over here, is what I would have did, and drug her. It wouldn't have been nothing. After that kind of dragging, there's no talking that we can ever do. There's no mending of fences that we could ever do. Nope. Anyway, but I guess, but it makes Kimbella seem real weak and soft. I ain't buying that. Anytime from here on out she try to have some smoke for somebody, I ain't buying you, Kimbella. Anyway, they both agree that, they can put aside their differences in order to really. That's what you're gonna do right now, heater? Just gonna turn on like that? I can't stand my heater. And I don't want to get up and turn it off, so I'm just gonna talk louder. Stupid heater. Stupid. Anyway, I feel like it's so loud. Anyway, I'm almost done anyway. So they both agree to put aside their differences because they both can't stand Yandy. And even though Yandy was kind of doing Kimbella wrong at some points, it ain't nothing like what Chrissy did to her. But that's a whole nother story. Girl, if you like it, I love it. If it's good for you, it's great for me, I guess. Then we see Sin and Joe talk. Sin, why are you trying to negotiate with a terrorist? He's a terrorist. He's trying to hold you hostage in this relationship. And you're over there talking to him. We do not negotiate with terrorists. We do not negotiate with terrorists. Okay? But she went, the two of them are the epitome of what you would call irreconcilable differences, okay? There's no way you can reconcile this. She don't see it for him. He don't give a damn. And that's what it is. So then they had this party with that Remy Ma had for being off parole or off probation or whatever she was off. There was a lot of tension in the air because there was a lot of people there that could not stand each other. You had Erica Mena and Safaree that were there. And so Joe Budden was there. And Rich Dollaz was there. Rich Dollaz came at Safaree last season at the reunion. And Joe Budden had it out for Safaree last season at the when they went to, where did they go? Somewhere out of the country. Was it Dominican Republic? Somewhere they went. I don't remember. Somewhere they went on the trip. You know how all the Love and Hip Hop have that, big trip. Except for Hollywood. Hollywood did go to Vegas, but whatever. It was nothing. So everybody was kind of looking to see how that was going to play out. Sin was there with Jonathan. So you had Erica Mena, Sin, and Joe Budden all there at the same time. And Safaree. So Erica Mena done been with half the party, okay? Half the party done been up in that cooch. But you calling her platinum placenta. Girl, please. I guess. Papoose did this freestyle for Remy Ma. And he was throwing so much shade. The shade that he was throwing in that freestyle. Fat Joe was there. It was a lot of people there. So at the end of the Rich Dollaz was cordial to Safaree. Joe Budden was, him and Safaree, I guess they good. But baby, at the end of the episode, Chrissy and Kimbella came in there and was going over there to talk to Yandy, and that's where it went off. Child, I want to see how that's going to play out. Child, yes, get me started right on early, second episode. So, we'll come back tomorrow with episode 2. Listen, if y'all going to bring Chrissy back on this show, fine. But she better be dragging somebody, or somebody better be dragging her. That's all I'm here for. Other than that, she could take her mold back where she came from. She don't need to go back to Miami. Because they ain't see it for her there. But she can go on somewhere else. Try Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Go to Hollywood because they need some, or Atlanta. Because both of those franchises need some help. But we'll see. That was Love and Hip Hop New York. Actually, it's just Love and Hip Hop. I shouldn't say Love and Hip Hop New York because this is the original Love and Hip Hop. So that was Love and Hip Hop Season 10, episode 1. We'll be back tomorrow for episode 2. That's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.